thinking about this book? Are you enjoying it? There's a lot of people that, when asked what their favorite book is, Island of the Blue Dolphins comes up a lot. Is that going to come up for you? Xander, what do you think of the book?
Pretty good. I would say it's my favorite though.
Yeah? What have you liked about it?
Well, when they were having a war, when a lot of their people fell on the beach,
Yeah.
and when Rama got killed by the dogs.
So you like the action?
Yeah.
Have you had any feelings toward it? I mean, did you feel bad when Ramo got killed by the dogs? Or were you just like, yes, blood?
Kind of, but...
Yeah. Are you surprised sometimes about how they come back from these, like how Karana has come back from the situations that have happened to her? We'll get into that in a little bit. Okay, with your partner, is there anyone that's not going to have one? Who did you go with last time? Okay. I'll have you do that. So why don't you just skip over to Isaac's desk over here. And do you have one, Lily? Your partner, you're over there. Ruth, you have one? Okay, everybody else is set. Okay. First question I want you to talk about is, why did Karana burn her village and find a new home? So when her tribe left, was gone or killed, and she was all by herself. So even with Ramo gone, she's all by herself. Why did she decide to do that? I want you to talk about it with your partner. Well, there isn't necessarily an answer that why do you think she did that? So what she did, she didn't just go back to her village and live in the houses that were already made. She burned them and decided to live in her own area. All right, 10 seconds. Okay, come back to me. Some of the answers that you came up with. Would you like to share some of those? Elodie?
She didn't want to remember what happened to her. So she would get that.
Okay, so it's to get rid of some of the memories. Okay. Maggie?
So if the police came back and they wanted to kill me, we would just think that, I can't remember what the thing was called, but we should think that,
Yeah, Rantu. And Rantu is?
wild dogs leader.
Okay, the pack of wild dogs, the leader of the pack of wild dogs that killed Ramo. And now Rantu, the leader of that pack, is her closest companion. Okay. I want you to talk about how hard this must have been. And would you have done the same, or would you have been able to do the same? Take in as your closest companion, we can even say pet. But I say companion because she kind of treats him a little bit more than just a pet. How hard must have that been, and would you have been able to do the same thing? Okay, talk about that. What would you think?
Yeah, so I doesn't come back in.
You did?
I'd be like,
5 seconds. Finish up your sentence. Okay, give me some of your answers. It's tricky. Sometimes we get in some controversial topics here about dogs are better than people. Joseph.
I would tame the dog because if you didn't have anybody else, I'd probably feel really, really lonely.
But do you remember what the dog did?
Yeah, like kill
Okay.
but I still would.
Okay. Okay. Nicole?
I think it would be hard because he like killed her brother and she'd be mad at him for doing that. She'd try to get him back for it.
All right, I'm going to skip you guys and we'll get you next time. But I'm going to ask this question. And we know what and there's obviously a difference between people and dogs and animals. Okay. And we also know what God teaches us about revenge and getting back at others, right? We don't do that. Turn the other cheek. Still love our enemies. What if it was a person that killed Ronald? And then later became Karana's friend. Would that be harder than taking in a dog as your companion? Elodie?
It would be harder because the dog might not have like even remembered what he did, but people
Okay.
did that for a reason. Because they know they didn't know they were
Well, that's a good point, Elodie. If you think about why a dog may have done it, I mean, maybe they felt threatened. You know, maybe he was in their territory. Maybe he attacked first. That's something that we don't know. We do know there was a dog with a spear inside that, you know, that he killed. Zach. Okay. All right. Nice work. That was good. Good discussion. Let's read the next 2 chapters with your part of it.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay, let's see if we remember. Yesterday, we were talking about what happens in ecosystems. Okay? And we came up with a whole long list of examples of things that happen in ecosystems. So let's see if we can remember some of those things today so that we can find out how ecosystems really change when we learn about some new words like succession, which you did some reading about. Okay, Joseph, tell me a couple things. We made a whole long list yesterday.
Earthquake,
Okay.
tsunamis,
Okay, earthquakes, tsunamis, another one. Nicole.
volcano.
Okay, Josh.
Forest fires.
Lydia.
draft,
Elodie.
Tornadoes or floods.
Any man-made things, human actions that might happen? Ruth. Pollution. About today. Okay, all of these things might cause an animal to die out. This last image we had was of something else. This is kind of sometimes the way we can tell what is happening in an ecosystem. We can get a cross-section through years and years of an ecosystem. And this tree cross-section told us a few things about this life in this ecosystem. Tell us a few things we learned from that tree section. Bryant?
But,
How old it was, so that this tree has been there for so many years. Remember that when we get to the very end of our lesson today, because that's going to make a difference, okay, if we get to that point. Elodie?
That there's a forest fire there previously.
We'll do that one. Let's see if we can do this one. Come on, quickly, rearrange these three terms. We must know these three terms. Come on up, Lily. I'm guessing these three terms are terms that you already know. Do you remember from our video yesterday any of the animals that were either endangered or extinct? Ruthie? The Galapagos turtle, that big, huge, that type of turtle, okay. Luke, come on, are they all fixed?
Yeah.
Yes, they're all fixed. Okay, so threatened, they're getting lower in number. They could become even more endangered. Once they're more endangered, it has the potential to become extinct. And then eventually they could become extinct, meaning we will not have them anymore on this earth. Sometimes they find a species that they had called extinct, right? Because it was living on this island or in that remote place. But sadly, most times we don't. But reality tells us that actually we lose a lot more species than we're even aware we had. I mean, do you really, really know all the kinds of bugs that live in your backyard? If all of a sudden one kind of bug wasn't in your backyard, would you notice it? No. So it's the little tiny things like that, whether they can plant or animal, we're losing species we just don't even know we're losing them. Okay. Habitat loss. You read about this. Who can tell me what you read about for today? What did this refer to? Evan.
if there's habitat loss, when they cut down trees and stuff living in the trees like a bird, and all the trees are destroyed, the bird has nowhere to live.
And that's bringing it a lot closer to home, isn't it? Because we can just cut down a tree in our yard and we have destroyed the home for birds and squirrels and whatever else was living in just that tree. But we're losing trees and things faster than just one tree at a time. When we talk habitat loss, what bigger than that? What are we talking about? Josh.
Deforestation, they're taking
The big word here might be deforestation. If you didn't write these down from taking notes on your reading, you can add them in now. But the fact is, deforestation and urban sprawl is a huge, huge issue for the whole world. How many of you have either of these issues in your biome project? And how many put that in there as a slide or something, correct? Because you were supposed to include an ecological issue. So make sure you have those things. Urban sprawl is a big problem. Deforestation, cutting down the forest. Where's that happening a lot right now? Anybody know? Alaska's forests don't grow fast enough to have to do that to it. The Amazon. Now, lest we think those people in Brazil are terrible, horrible people, do you know who else did it? Look, we did. Our ancestors, our people that lived here first, they cut them all down and made this cropland, right? You know what I mean? Okay. Succession. This is something you also read about before I let you read it here now. Who can tell me what succession is? What does it refer to? Calla.
The process of one ecosystem changes and becomes into a new.
So one ecosystem is going to change into a different ecosystem. I want you to think of that field, okay, into a new and different ecosystem. Okay, so that farmer's field will gradually change into a place where the bunny rabbits want to live, and then the gophers and the chipmunks, and then the other things that are going to come eat them, like the hawks and the fox maybe, or something like that. And eventually brushy trees are going to grow, and eventually bigger trees, and it's going to totally change. Okay, back to what it maybe had been. Okay, that's succession. Then, and also, is there a need for primary succession? You're going to see in this video we need to have it, otherwise, obviously, it's going to stay dead.
It was really an overpowering experience, and it still is.
Volcanologist Don Swanson was sent to Mount St. Helens in March 1980 to join the team of USGS geologists monitoring the volcano.
It was pretty startling, actually. And of course, initially, all that natural beauty and, of course, overlaying on the fury of what happened 30 years ago.
Okay, so that's an example of primary succession, something that comes back when everything, when everything has been destroyed because of something catastrophic such as that volcano. Okay? And there was definitely a need for that primary succession, right? Did birds come back before plants? Birds or plants? How many say birds? How many say plants? Why plants first? Most likely. Not that a bird couldn't have come in, but it won't live there because, Elodie?
There's no food.
If there's no food. They maybe can fly around, that's true, but they won't stay because if they don't have food, kind of like on the ark, remember he went out looking for something to eat and he came back the first time? Okay. Please open your books to page 200 at the bottom, and we're going to look at what makes a pioneer community. We're going to have this pioneer species, and we're going to get a pioneer community. Okay, look at those 4 diagrams there, and tell me what you notice that's different between those diagrams. Give me one observation, please. Josh.
You need more and more plants.
There's more and more plants. Anything else you can observe from the bottom of page 200? Evan.
Everything just keeps getting bigger and bigger and more stuff keeps coming.
Okay, so the things even get bigger. So if in the last picture we get starting to get some trees. Okay, how about those first pictures again? What are the first things that start coming into a pioneer community? Bryant?
Oh, plants.
Little plants. Can you think of some little plants that might start? Sometimes it has to start over from scratch. Okay, now, somebody was asking about starting from scratch. The island of Surtsey. Has anybody ever heard of the island of Surtsey? In the Atlantic Ocean south of Iceland. You guys know where Iceland is? Over there, near Greenland. Okay, the island of Surtsey started. It started as a volcano. One day it just started showing up, and it made an island. And then they left it, and they just studied it. It's not big enough to live on. It's not like they're going to live on it because it's going to be an active volcanic area someday again. But do you think plants are going to live there? I want you to watch this video, and I want you to see how quickly plants start living there. I will tell you that there are some things in this video, because as all of our science wants to do, it wants to tell us why things became as they are. Now, do we know that new landforms can start because of volcanoes? Yes, we totally agree, right? Do we know that new life can start by moving into areas? Okay? But when you watch videos like this, they will agree with those things. But they're also going to say this is how things came about and how they were. But the fact of the matter is the video itself has plenty of good information on it. We just have to be aware, just like with everything else, science books included, we have to watch it carefully, realizing where we know it's a little different because we know God still had control of these things. Okay? So as you watch the video, watch for things that changed on this island, and also watch for the first things that come back. And then it's going to have a problem at the end, so you got to figure out what the problem is at the end.
Lay's Newest of Flavor is back, and we're looking for the tastiest flavors in America. Korean barbecue. Just fried onion.
As our orbit swoops out over the Atlantic, it passes over the island of Iceland, the first stop on our journey around the planet. This is the most volcanic place on Earth. Eruptions like these that keep rebuilding the Earth's surface. During the 90 minutes of our circumnavigation, there will be 20 volcanoes erupting somewhere around the world.
Okay, so the island of Surtsey started how? Great.
because of all volcano.
Okay, so there had not been any, so, one last question, and I want you to put this in your notes, please. Think about the things we have spoken about in the last 2 days. Ecosystems, all those challenges to ecosystems, and now today, the process of succession based on new life growing. Tell me something that you know you're putting in your biome project connected to this, because it was asking for something. So write down something, and if you don't have it in your biome project, make sure it's there by Wednesday when your project is due. Something from what we've learned the last 2 days should be in your project. Have something in your project?
Well, I'm trying to add
So what region are you doing?
the tropical rainforest.
Oh, yeah, and they have lots of problems, so make sure deforestation gets in there, right?
Yeah, I'm still trying to work on it to get more of the stuff with it that we were talking about.
Get it in there. Okay, I will tell you, we do not have class next week Monday because you don't have school next week Monday. This project is due on Wednesday. I know you guys are also writing your research papers based on this project. How's that going? Was it fun to research all this stuff? Are you finding some things when you're researching for your research paper to keep adding into your other projects? Good. Any questions?
You aren't going to have to write a new paragraph. Last night I went through and I edited again, so we're going to pull open your papers in just a second. And talk including and you are, yeah. Welcome back. All right, work on this for just a couple minutes. I'll find my sites again. How's it going? Were you able to get a little bit more organized, a little bit? Did you read my comments and everything? Okay, cool. Yeah. Wait a little bit after that. However you think it's got it. I need to put your name in my, so I can do it back in just a minute, Brian. All right, anybody need more time on that half sheet? You're good? All right, Chromebooks are still closed? All right, here we go. Look at yours. How did you fix sentence 1? How did you fix sentence 1, Elodie? Good. So capitalize the W, right? What else does that word need? Oh, okay, got it. Evan, how did you do it?
Standardized.
Okay, so you have the first part as,
Stand.
okay, middle as, okay,
Start.
yep, and then the last part?
Uh,
Yeah, probably 3 sections, but probably 2 slashes. And I'll look and see how you guys decided to do it. Be sure that your name is on these, pass them. Not yet. I'm going to talk topic sentences for a little bit. You guys are getting there. There it is. You guys are getting there. Okay, read this sentence for me on the top there. Nicole.
A topic sentence is often but not always the first sentence in a paragraph.
It will be for you guys. And until I'm not your English teacher, it will be, okay? Topic sentence, Xander, got computer close, will be your first sentence of your paragraph, and it tells what is coming next. It tells me, the author, me, the reader, the main idea of the paragraph. So, for your geography paragraph, what was your topic sentence? What did you use? Ever do you remember?
Yeah, the tundra is very interesting. The tundra is very cool.
Yeah, the tundra is very interesting. geography of the tundra is interesting. All right? I want to know, as your audience, what I'm going to read about in the paragraph. Okay, so it tells the main idea. But it also tells the author what the author wants to say about the topic. Okay, so again, it's that idea that it explains what that paragraph is about. It doesn't have to be long. Read that for me. Isaac, read that for me.
The topic sentence tells what the main idea of the paragraph as well as what the author wants to say about the topic.
Yep. All right. What it's not. The topic sentence is not a simple fact. Read that in blue. Can my people in back read it? Hopefully read that in blue, Joseph.
Thomas Edison invented the light bulb.
Yeah, he did, which was great, right? But that's not a good topic sentence. It's a great supporting sentence. It should totally be in a paragraph somewhere. But it shouldn't be the first sentence. It's a detail, and it could be used in the body. Great fact. A topic sentence is not a question. Who invented the light bulb we use today? So some examples. Subject can be really broad, and you guys you're kind of focused on your subject. You're talking about the tundra, you're talking about the Sahara. And everybody has the same 6 parts that you're talking about for that biome. It's the geography, it's the plants, the animals. So if your subject, examples of subject could be daisy, space travel, Easter, tooth decay, random, and pride. So if that's what you're talking about, then your other half is that they call it a controlling idea. It limits what the author intends to say. So now, examples of controlling ideas are, I want to go, think about, okay, if you're going to talk about a specific type of dog, a beagle is different from other hounds because of 3 unique characteristics. As the teacher, as your audience, what am I going to learn from that paragraph? If that's my topic sentence, what am I going to learn? Elodie? You are going to tell me the 3 unique characteristics, and that paragraph is not done until that's over with. Paragraphs, you have to have a concluding sentence. You just don't want to end, okay? You don't want to end, and we'll talk a little bit more about concluding sentences tomorrow. What I want you to do is open up from yesterday in our classroom what you have. Granted, you're able to look already at the comments I made. Awesome. Good. Great. And if not, don't worry. Okay, we have time now to do that. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time, and I want you to look and be able to ask me questions on what I wrote. Okay, I also went back through your other 2, and I looked at those real quickly, so I was able to do some editing there also. So you want to look at all 3. As you fix stuff, take it off the side, okay, X it out, so that when I pull it up for your 4th paragraph, which we'll do tomorrow, that I won't see the comments going down the right that I already made because you fixed them. Okay, so as you fix it, X out so they're not there anymore. Joseph?
What should Isaac do since he didn't really do
We should talk. Can you open it up already for me? Oh, do I need to return it to you? Yeah, Josh.
Or you could just hit the check mark and it'll automatically fix.
Exactly. Yes. Once you have fixed your font size, once you have checked your topic sentences and fixed my edits that I put in, you can put your Chromebooks away. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know more. Okay, then you're good. And this is just like... Really? How do you play? Oh. What's an adjective? We're doing
I don't like these. What are they called?
All right. Chromebooks away, guys. You have been working very hard on your writing. We're going to do a mad lib, just review some grammar stuff. All right, good. Great. I'm glad that you forgot what an adjective, Eli. Can somebody help Eli with what an adjective is? Maggie. Everybody here? A describing word. So it is a cute baby. It is a brown puppy. Oh, baby. All right. That doesn't make him silly. Very good. All right. Maggie wants to be the first. She can be first. You do not have to read yours. Remember, I will never ever surprise you and make you read something that you don't know about. Now, I'm not saying that you will never have to read or do something up in front. That's not what I'm saying, but I give you fair warning. I will never surprise you, okay? All right. Maggie, please.
The host of American Idol is a fluffy guy named Evan. He's colorful, handsome, and funny.
Awesome. Hold on. For tomorrow, listen up. There is no new assignment. We'll write on animals of your biome tomorrow. Okay? No, keep them now that so far. I'll collect them all tomorrow, okay? Nice job today.